Hello again, this is Mike, and today we're going to talk a little more AutoCAD, cover a couple items that you're going to need to build your table drawing, and tips and tricks. We're going to talk about hidden lines, offsets, and weld symbols. So first thing I want to talk about is hidden lines and offsets. They go together. When you're doing your orthographic drawings for your table, I want it to be a real drawing with hidden lines because they help show more information to the reader or whoever's making it. So let's say we're looking at a top view of our table looking down, and I'm going to draw the tube structure that supports the tabletop. So I'm just going to grab some lines. Grab a real basic rectangular tube, and I want to note also I'm drawing this one with lines, just with our line function. This would be one of the long runners. The next one I'm going to draw would be like looking down on top of a table leg going away from us, and to do that I'm going to use this rectangle command, but I'm not going to do that yet. First thing I want to do is zoom in on this, and right now we've just got a square. What we need to do is give it thickness and show that it's a tube by giving it hidden lines. So to give it thickness, I'm going to use this offset command up here. So click that. It wants to specify distance. I'm going to make it 0.120 because that's our wall thickness. Enter. Click on that. Pull it in, and there's my offset. I'm just going to do the same thing. There's my offset. So it now looks a lot more like a tube. But if we're looking through this thing, so let's say we're just looking at a piece of tube, I want to be able to see this is a hidden line. So I'm going to come up here. This is where we get all our lines. I'll show you how to get lines. You can hit Other, Load, and I want to load your alphabetic hidden. For the scale of stuff I like this hidden too. Hit OK. So now if I come up here, it's up there. So that hidden 2, there it is. Now I'm just going to grab the other one. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm still hidden 2. Click on that. Come up here. Okay. So that would be looking at a piece of tubing where we can now see that it's a piece of tube. Technically it could be a piece of pipe, but now we're looking down through our tabletop. All this is going to be hidden, so it'd be the same deal. Click that guy, that guy. And that's the other thing is I can do multiples at once. That guy and that guy, and make them all hidden. Okay. So now I want to put in my my end tube. So it would be our leg that is extending down below the tabletop. And for that, I'm actually going to use this rectangle command, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm going to end up offsetting this, and I'm going to offset all sides of it the same, if I draw a rectangle, it'll just make my life way easier. And you see I'm already on hidden 2, so it's drawing it as a hidden line. Come up here to offset. If you look down here, it is still set at 120. Whoa. Offset. What the heck are you doing? There we go. And you see it'll offset the entire square. I didn't want to do that to the tube because these ends aren't going to be offset because it's just a saw cut end. But anyway, so now I've got tube going away from us. I got the other tube, and there'd be one going this way for our table frame. But that's the first thing I want to show you. Second thing I want to show you is I want to talk about weld symbols. I'm going to make these all back to object lines now. Hit escape to get out of offset, grab them all, go back to that. So I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to make this kind of real life. Tubes are, we call them square tubes. They don't have square corners, so I'm gonna fillet all these. Fillet, radius. Radius, I'm going to put a 1/8 inch radius in there, 0.125. I hit the wrong button. Enter, click the next one, enter to repeat command, enter to repeat command, and the inside gets the same radius. Okay, so now I'm going to draw a simulated tabletop. And I drew it. It hidden line because that's what it defaulted to, because that's the last thing I used. Okay, so good news and bad news. We'll start with the bad news first. So the last version of AutoCAD we used, which is 2019, had weld symbols built into it. For 2020, it looks like they changed it so that the weld symbols are part of a different pack. They're part of the mechanical pack, or the structural pack, pardon me. So we're just gonna do this quick and dirty, and I'll show you how to do it. The other good news is most of our weld symbols are going to be pretty simple, pretty much just fillets and flare bevels, so it should be easy. So weld symbol, I want to put a fillet weld symbol here. Technically it'll be a flare bevel, but fillet weld symbol will work. Just come up here to leader. I'm going to turn off that. And you see it's drawing it's hidden 2 because I'm still in hidden 2. I can fix that. I don't want to put any text in yet. I'm going to click on that, change it to that, and I'm going to make this tail longer. Grabbing that arrow. Okay. So fillet weld symbol is triangle. I'm going to come up here to line, and notice even with my snap turned off, it's trying to go to these corners, and that's something you'll run into with AutoCAD. It's trying to help you out. For this, we don't want that, and how we fix it is we come down here to this little caret, and these are all the different things that it will snap to. And I'm just going to turn them all off because I don't want it to snap to anything. But you can play with these and see what you like and what you don't like. So now I can come in here. Oh, and it is. I am going to turn on orthographic because I want straight lines. At least for that one. And there's my fillet weld symbol. Now I need to put size on it, and this is going to be a stitch weld, so I need to put a stitch weld pattern in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into annotate. You can do single line or multi-line. I want single line. I'm going to put it right here, and I'm going to say it is going to be 3/16 fillet weld. And hey, look, that is way too big. So how do we fix that? Well, just like we fixed all this stuff before, I'm going to right click, go into properties, come down to height, and I'm going to make this 0.125. That's a much more manageable size. So now I can pick it up here and move it wherever I want it. Now I'm going to do the same thing over here to give myself a stitch weld pattern. Okay, and again, way too big. That's okay. I'm going to do a 2-on-8. Properties, just like that. And again, I'll just grab this and put it where I want it. If I wanted to call it a flare bevel, Come up here to line, do the same deal. There's one. I'm going to make an arc for this one. Not the best flare bevel joint, but it will work. And that's a weld symbol. If I want to put a tail in, come up here, put a tail in if I want to. They don't need it, but that's it. If you have any questions about this, hit me up in the lab, hit me in the classroom, and I'll talk to you later.